Hi, my name is Madison Massey, and this is my assignment for video submission. So, when I first entered ECS 203, it honestly was not at all what I was expecting, but in the best way possible. I felt when I went into this class that I had a somewhat good understanding of what curriculum and pedagogy were, and I think that might have been because I took my classes in the wrong order, so I'm actually in my third year instead of my second, like majority of the people were in this class. When I looked back at my first blog post and compared it to the most recent one I did, I saw that my comprehension of curriculum and pedagogy had only advanced. For example, I knew what creating a lesson and unit plan comprised of, but I never thought about curriculum in some of the contexts we discussed within our course. We talked about gender in the curriculum, treaty education, diversifying the curriculum, and we even discussed many more concepts that I never really thought would correspond with the curriculum and certain teaching pedagogies. I also feel that the conversations and lectures we had really helped me see the importance of curriculum. I have always been that type of learner who loves to hear others' ideas, and during our group work in this course, I was able to do that and have my peers put different perspectives into my mind on the curriculum and pedagogy. Throughout this course, my understanding of curriculum and pedagogy came to be that curriculum is the outline of what we should be teaching, and pedagogy is the approach to teaching it. I feel like throughout this course, I've still not defined my own teaching pedagogy, but I've been given ideas on what I want mine to look like. For example, I really do like gender inclusivity and having a diverse pedagogy, and through other courses I've been taking, we've been looking a lot into that. So when we discussed this within our ECS class, I was able to draw connections and try out different pedagogical approaches within my lesson plans and unit plans. I feel like I've always considered the curriculum a layout of what you should be teaching, but the way you teach it has always been up to the teacher. I've always been one to learn hands-on, so incorporating that into my teaching in the future is sort of a main focus I see myself having. Whether that be having my students work with me and incorporating field trips into my curriculum and lesson plans so that my students are able to learn firsthand and have firsthand experiences that enhance their education. I also thought when we discussed treaty education, it really opened my eyes to see how many subjects that it can actually be incorporated into. Overall, I think my teaching approaches will change depending on my classes and what they need, which is also something I learned within this class, which I also think is another huge takeaway I got from this class. Just the overall aspect of making sure you understand what your teachers or what your students need to succeed. I feel like throughout this course, an uncomfortable feeling that I've had was having to meet new people through the group assignments. I suffer from pretty bad anxiety, which has affected my attendance greatly this semester, and I had two classes that really focused on group work, so I think that was a huge struggle I had to overcome this semester. I think that in the future, one thing I will work on is my participation and really focusing on making my ideas present to my peers and giving myself the opportunity to be heard. I also feel that in the future, my overall unit plans need work to make sure that all my lessons flow within my unit plans. Between this class and a few of my others, we have done like the group unit plans, and I feel like my groups have always struggled with getting them to flow, like lesson one, making sure that that's an introduction but also connects to the last lesson and everything like that so that they all flow and make sense to the students, as much as the teachers who are teaching it. So I know I've always struggled with that, and taking that with me into the future as something I need to work on is super important and will help me be a more successful educator. Overall, this course really opened my eyes to see the different aspects we need to incorporate within our own teaching pedagogies, even if they might not be directly present to us within the curriculum. So for example, I take a class that talks a lot about sex and diversity and gender in education, which really connects to what we talked about and how gender inclusivity is sort of connected within the curriculum, but it's not as advanced as it should be nowadays within the 21st century. So I think that from this course, I've really taken in that we need to start incorporating that, even if it's not directly present within the curriculum, but teachers still need to be teaching it. Overall, this class has taught me lots of stuff, and I'm super happy with it, and thank you.